That's, it's actually funny when we tell people how we met because I've been really good friends with her older sister Mallory for years and years since high school.
So him and his friends would come over all the time, and I didn't like them at all. Like, he was mean. He would shoot us with airsoft guns, like me and my friends.
Which I don't think she appreciated.
And so I remember, like, not liking him at all. And he was just, like, a bully, so.
I've always known her that way. And it wasn't until she came on a spring break trip with us a year ago, this past March. And I just thought she was really fun, and so then I started to be interested in other areas. And you know, it's weird because when I asked her on a date, it was kind of luck on my chance because after that trip, she sent me a text.
I was like, hey, do you want to get some friends together tonight and we can do something? And he texted me back and was like, well, I'm actually going on a date right now, but I'd love to take you out sometime.
And she thought it was out of pity, and I was serious.
We went and got ice cream at Fire's Fresh and then went and played Rock Band at his house, and that was our first date.
Our first kiss, she may tell this story differently.
We'd been going out for like a month.
And I think we had been on like 4 or 5 dates at this point.
And we'd gone out like at least 2 or 3 times a week and stuff, and he still hadn't kissed me.
She and I were watching, I think it was Monsters vs. Aliens.
Well, then we watched Tangled, and
I had been really nervous about kissing her.
like halfway through the movie, he like leaned over and kissed me on the forehead, so I was like, okay, finally, like it's about time you do something.
And so finally I kind of started to go in for it towards the end of the movie.
Like I kind of turned around, like he was going in for it, so we just kind of kissed.
Honestly, she came in the rest of the way, like it was her kiss. She totally took it.
Okay, so when he proposed, I didn't know it was coming. Like I knew he was gonna do it soon, but I didn't think it would happen that night at all. And school had just barely started that week.
So I was really stressed all week, but I think I hid it from her pretty well. My parents had just built a really big shed in our backyard, basically a small barn, and it had a loft in it. And so after all these ideas, I decided that I would enclose the loft with white cloth and put some lights in it and just have like a candlelight dinner, surprise her with that.
He left every night that week really, really early, and Friday night came around and we were supposed to go to Salt Lake.
So I hurried home from work and changed, and I picked her up and I took her up to my parents' house.
He was all, oh, I forgot my phone at home, I need to go get it.
And she was like, oh, okay, fine, you always forget stuff, we're always late. And I was like, don't worry, our reservations are just fine. Little did she know we were going back to my house to stay.
So he went to his house to go get his phone, and I was like, I'll just wait in the car for you while you run in and get it. And he was like, well, you should just come in, I need to go to the bathroom too. And I was like, okay, you knew we were going to Salt Lake and you didn't go to the bathroom.
We went inside and I went downstairs and just kind of killed time because my sister, her husband, and my brother were outside doing finishing touches, and so I was waiting for a knock on my window to come back upstairs. So I come upstairs and I went to grab Maddie, and my dad, anyone who knows him, he's a talker. And so he was just talking to her, and I was like, Dad, we need to go. And
his dad's like, oh, well, you should go show her everything that we've done in the shed and stuff. We got a lot done. And I was like, okay, like we kind of need to go, but sure, we'll just go see it.
When we walked in, all you could see was just the white drapery because we had to climb up a ladder and then pull the curtain back and you could walk in. And so she just saw this big white drapery with some lights behind it.
But all I could see was some plastic hanging down. And I was like, okay, what have you been doing in here all week? Are you serious? And he's like, Maddie, it's a surprise. And I was just like, okay.
So we climbed the ladder and we go in, and she saw, you know, all the candlelight and the lights and everything. And so we sat down and had dinner.
There's like pictures of us everywhere and stuff like that. And so like at that moment I was like, oh my heck, maybe he is proposing tonight.
There were 3 roses in the middle of the table, and I was just telling her how each rose represented something special for us, you know, our past, our present, and our future.
But I want to give you something a little bit more permanent for the future because these roses are going to die. And so he got down on one knee
and pulled out the ring and asked her to marry me. She said yes, obviously, so it was pretty good. I think.
Kyle's one of the most down-to-earth guys. He'd do anything for anybody. He's just so sweet and like so willing to help out, and he just would do anything for anybody.
There are so many reasons why I love Maddie. She's just kind of like what I said earlier. One of the first things that stuck out to me was how happy she was all the time. I can't think of a time I've ever been with her that I didn't smile.
He just makes people happy because he's just so nice, and I just love that about him.
And another big thing is she is so strong in the gospel. I know that if any one of us has to keep the other person in line, it's her keeping me in line, keeping me out of trouble. And that's okay, because she's just so good and so sweet.
He's just amazing. Like, if you get to know him, he is one of the greatest guys you'll ever meet.
I've always just thought she was a really cute girl, really fun, always happy. I've never seen her really without a smile, so.
He's just my best friend. Just that I love you so much, and I am so excited to spend forever with you. And
I don't know, I've just been really grateful for the past year and a bit that we've been able to spend together. I think you've given me something that I never thought could happen. I've felt this whole time that it's been too good to be true.
Can't wait to start our lives together, and you're just so amazing.
I'm so grateful for the opportunity I have to spend forever with you and to be happy with you forever, because I know I will. I'm grateful to have been able to see God's hand in our experiences together and see how He's put us together. And I love you, and I'm excited for our big day.